All right, welcome back, everyone. Today we have some Overwatch Collegiate Homecoming here this Saturday, and then we have some CLOL action for the first week of CLOL here right after Overwatch at 6 p.m. We are, for Miami University, we're going to be facing off against Arcadia University in this this seventh stage of Swiss. There's 10 total stages, so one more weekend full of Overwatch Collegiate Homecoming action before we get into groups, but Miami taking 2 losses last week to tough Maryville and then also Bellevue University. Bellevue currently sitting in that 11th seating in the OCRA, the Overwatch Collegiate Ranking Association ranking committee. And then Maryville currently sitting in that 3rd spot in the nation at the moment. So 2 really tough teams that we faced off against last week. But overall, I think the team learned a lot from those matches, and they're excited for this week of competition.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good today as well. Some of their scrims I had the uh, grateful appreciation to be able to see, and they look very good. Granted, the new patch did shift some things around, but not too good in the meta. Really, the only big change is that Brig got really nerfed, so we're not probably going to see her a whole lot today. Juno did get a rework, but not too bad, so probably still see Juno guaranteed today because just the amount of support she brings. And still Orisa, still it might shift off the monkey or dive depending on the map. So that's pretty much all standard.
Yeah, and we'll see if teams are going to be comfortable with switching. Patch days are always makes Overwatch Collegiate interesting. Any game interesting. Any time a patch day goes through, we see teams sometimes stick to comfortability, and
Yeah.
they won't switch up the comp that currently got nerfed, and they will just brute force their way to victory. Or we'll see some people really start experimenting in their matches, and we'll see if we do that today. But I'm curious to see if they decide to stick with that comfortable like Ash with Brig and or I don't think Widow's. I think Widow's here to stay,
Yeah.
for sure. But we'll see what kind of comps we see Miami running this week out instead of the Brig, like you mentioned, or if we're going to switch around to like Lucio or slightly other different support in the background in the back line.
Yeah, speaking of Ash, Bob actually got a pretty substantial buff this patch. I can't exactly remember, but now I think he doesn't really get stunned at all anymore, if I remember correctly. But on the other hand, another big thing that came from this patch was actually four big map changes. So we'll in Circuit Royale, Havana, Numbani, and Dorado. So we'll see if any of the teams today want to run those maps. Usually they are not fan favorites because they historically aren't very good maps to run. But we'll see if they've scrimmed enough in the past like few days in order to try running it and catching the other
Well,
team off guard.
I do believe that those maps are actually currently not
Oh,
in the list because of the changes. So I
oh,
think they're slightly. Usually, whenever a patch comes through like that, where a map changes or a new character comes out, like a new hero comes out, then it's usually 2 weeks. We usually see 2 weeks to take time to get them make sure there's no bugs. Like currently, the new Rhine skin is out because of the bug that is attached to his ultimate
yeah.
to the shatter. It currently makes no noise. Like he has no voice line when the shatter comes out. So they currently are not allowing that. So I imagine that the map is the same way. All the
Yeah.
new maps, and they did add a few maps into the rotation that weren't there beforehand, and so I know that they did focus in a lot of the scrims this week specifically to like focus on the maps that they haven't played in a while. I believe Hollywood was on that list,
Ooh.
and a few others. But I'm really excited to see kind of what Arcadia University has to offer here. Again, our two biggest losses are to top 11 and up teams, and so I'm expecting them to still Miami to still put on a show. I didn't get a chance to see who Arcadia ended up getting their two losses from, but that's the fun with Swiss is that it could be they could have lost to like uh below 50 team, or it all depends. But a 4-2 record at this stage is usually pretty good.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to see what they have to offer. I hope that this is a good match. And Miami again. We will know our second opponent for today after this match concludes. Obviously, with Swiss, um, it's based on your who has how many wins. And so if we go to 5-3, we'll play another 5-3 opponent. If we go to 4-3, I mean 5-2 or 4-3, it
Mhm.
all depends on who we will get. Hoping for that 5-2 spot because that will give us better seeding into groups.
Yeah.
We want to get we do not want to take any more losses if we can.
Yeah, but that would be preferable. Getting a higher seed could definitely give us a good run in the groups. Just because having a lower seed obviously means you face very high ranked teams. Having a higher seed means you face low ranked teams. So if we have a pretty low seed, who knows? We might just end up facing Maryville again. And granted, they do have experience facing Maryville before, but I don't think we're at that level quite yet.
Yeah. We do have outside of Overwatch Collegiate Homecoming competition, we do have the CECC Top 8 Midwest qualifier, and our groups just got readjusted yesterday for that. But that's next weekend, and we have Illinois State in that group, who's currently ranked number 1 in the nation, and then we also have Ball State, which is a familiar conference rival of ours, but they're also very solid this year. And then I believe Siena Heights, who is I believe ranked 19th. So a really solid group that they have to fight through for CECC top 8. Um, and so that will be good practice as well going into this next stage of Swiss the following weekend. It's going to be really interesting. Overwatch Collegiate Homecoming, the fall competition, is kind of a warm up phase for that spring Overwatch Championship series that they'll compete in for a chance at the national title. But it's always a good win for any of these teams to take home the title for Overwatch Collegiate Homing. And it looks like we're going to be getting into map one here shortly. It's going to be Ilios. I think that favors our comps pretty heavily. I imagine we're going to see some Marissa gameplay. I imagine we're going to see Farah up in the air with Bonesaw on Farah. Um, I think that it's going to be. We'll see if Lucio gets changed in. I'm curious to see if Lucio maybe
Perhaps.
is a pick here instead of the Brig, but it'll be interesting because some of those hills really definitely favor Lucio in a lot.
Yeah, a lot. This map is very boop heavy, as a lot of players say. So we'll definitely see the far gameplay coming out. Maybe even a Widow on Ruins, which is the main
Yep.
map that Arissa's really good on. So that could put some pressure on the Pharah. Lucio is definitely a pick, depending on the map. Probably won't see it coming out on Ruin specifically, just because you want to have that extra healing, depending.
Yeah, the question is, do we go with like a Tracer or a Genji, say, for that Widow? Do we play some counter watch here to see? I'm curious, especially on ruins. I think I've seen a lot of the Genji played in
Hmm.
ruins specifically because there's a lot of corners that you can hide behind it from that widow, and you can try and get into that back line. As we see for Miami, it looks like we are going to be running that Brig comp. Or it looks like, I mean, he hovered Brig. I'm gonna
Yeah.
assume that's going to be his first
What?
choice. That's the comfortable pick here, and we
An-
see both Brigs.
Another change that's very good to mention here is that in this type of play, now they actually have, whenever you switch a character, you're actually hidden what character you switch to for a few seconds now. So counterwatch, just sitting in spawn trying to counterwatch someone, is actually not as powerful anymore. So we see Puda Scooter on the Diva. Yeah, pretty standard healing comp here from Miami. Same with the DBS comp. Diva's an interesting. Oh, fortunately, Bonesaw getting caught out by Pip with the Ash.
Yeah, we do see the Winston though on the other side, so they're playing a little bit more of the dive with Aruta on the Tracer. But overall, it makes sense. And now we see Bone immediately switch over to the Echo, which I think is interesting. I think Echo provides a lot here, especially if you can take the Winston ult. It provides really, and we see the jump. We're going to
Very
go
good
into the
dive.
dive. They are going to find him. Yeah, that's a huge pick. Arto, though, able to trade Bonesaw here. Diva pretty low inside the mech, but is going to stay alive, and Miami is going to cap the point and start the progression towards this first point win.
The only problem here is that Pip managed to find Shocker on the outside. That's a lot of healing gone for Miami with really only nitrous oxide with the Brig heals.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to back up and give the point here, which I think is totally acceptable. They're going to let Winter try and contest it, but is going to get picked here by the Winston. The Ash just currently just chilling on point. Bone going in on the Winston. Winston's really low here. But Shocker going to get caught out again. We see Diva Bomb go out onto point, but right now Miami kind of at a numbers disadvantage here.
I mean, they're just managed to trying to get this cap time to at least 40.
Yeah.
Yep, and they managed to get it.
A good contest there.
No ult, only one ult coming out for Miami, and it wasn't Pooter Scooter's bomb, which really is the only really used to get remech normally.
Right, and we do see both support ults here on the side of Arcadia. Now we have Pip able to get their ult as well on the Ash, but Miami only have one ult, but they're coming up on a lot of ults here to maybe recontest this. Again, Arcadia, they're going all in onto the dive now. We do have Pulse Bomb available, but
Very good dive trying to get this Ash. That Ash is putting a lot of pressure on the Shocker. You really need to get him out. Ooh. Winter losing the Tracer duel against Aryudan. Not very good. Pip finding Bonesaw once again.
Yeah, we do see Orbital Strike onto the point now. This is going to allow Miami to try and get the point capped, but they're going to just Arcadia is going to be able to contest this, trying to keep Nitrous Oxide alive, but they get dove on. Echo going out. We see Winter trying to find a sneaky Pulse Bomb play onto, and it's going to whiff it super close there to find the support. But and I feel like that the support right there that they need to focus on. I think it's providing a lot of healing here for this Arcadia roster. We see the Tracer just kind of chilling as they're trying to dive up top, and they are able to
Beautiful
find a
dive.
beautiful dive.
Perfect timing there from both Bonesaw and Pooter Scooter. But they really need to get this Ana off the high ground that's providing so much support
Yep.
for this Winston. It's the only thing really keeping it alive.
Yeah, we do.
They're going in with the Nano Diva. That is. Aryuta finds a pulse bomb in the Bonesaw that might just give Arcadia the thing they need to get recapped.
Yeah.
But Winter finds a pick on pick. That's massive. Aryuta does find another pick on the Shocker, though. Pooter Scooter getting demeched.
Yeah, so far, the both DPSs for Arcadia have done an extremely good job at picking these support players. And this dive is really working for them against this comp. The Winston now with Primal and also has ultimate tagged onto him. Winter has to touch here. Overtime is going to get a touch here, but Miami is super far away here. The anti-heal onto Pooter Scooter, going to get him demeched. Needs to touch, but is not going to. And Arcadia going to take this first point on Ilios.
That was some very good shots from Pip there. Just him having the open advantage. They're not really diving on him near the end there. Not him to find shots onto both Bonesaw very easily.
Yeah, and we talked about Arcadia needed. I wanted to see what they were able to show up with, and then they are proving that they are a great 4-2 team here. Able to take that first point here against Miami. I really like the DPS for Arcadia really popping off for them. Pip with those Ash kills, but Arta on the Tracer was really good.
Yeah, especially finding picks, winning those duels against Winter were very substantial there. Without Winter, they really have no backline pressure against Arcadia.
Yeah, and we're going to see something that the Arcadia did. They were able to get to the point faster the first time, but now Miami's going to do the same thing here. And they're going to get first touch, it looks like. Try to build up some more ult advantage early. But we do see Pip now going to get picked by Bonesaw. A huge pick there. But we do see Pip now on the Echo. Arta's still on the Tracer. So we still have two Tracers, but now it's a switch between the two flying heroes on the DPS role, with Bone now also sitting with the Pharah.
They did manage to knock that Winston out of position a little bit. Really low. Good combo there from Winter and Pooter Scooter.
Yeah, that's great communication to dive onto that Winston after he had used his jump. The Tracer able to follow up. Super fast Pooter. Trying to get as much advantage on the high ground as possible, trying to keep them off this high ground. It's going to make it really hard, but Pooter really now using the dash in is going to cause Pooter to get demeched and is going to die here. Pip able to find them, but now Miami getting 25%, a fourth of the way there. But Bonesaw going to get low as well, and Pip able to find them too. And it's looking like a Diva switch here off of the Winston for Arcadia. Is going well. Finley able to get Winter outside of the map, but yeah, Arcadia going to win this team fight. They're going to reset it. They're going to get the cap. Now they're ticking up the progress. 8% here in the second hill for Ilios.
Bonesaw did decide to switch back to the Echo after seeing the Diva switch. Very good there from Bonesaw, being conscious of the fact that as far he's much more diveable from Diva.
Yeah, a lot of counter swapping, but it's and that's a good thing. We want to see the team counter swapping in some cases. Comfortability is important though, and I think it's interesting to see those Brig nerfs that we still have. Both Brigs still here. Pulse bomb coming through, but a huge Diva bomb here from Yedalo. It's a huge pulse bomb able to get two members of Miami, and another pulse bomb able to find another here. The Tracer able to find a pick as well. Pip able to get Bonesaw, and that's 4 down for Miami. So now Pooter's just here waiting for another re-engage off the spawn, and he's going to dive in.
Force those healers to really reposition. Nice pulse bomb from Winter. They can get this on, they have no support. They're really diving on this on. They have Arcadia loses both supports in this engage.
We do see Orbital Strike go through, and so that is going to pretty much win Miami that team fight with a huge Pulse Bomb to start it off from Winter to find Finley.
If they can really stagger this D.Va, that'd be really big for Miami, but I don't think they want to risk going out there again, because after the last time they did.
We did see Bonesaw, though. They did stagger the Tracer, so that's a huge kill there. And I think getting Finley was a massive, because Finley has ult, and ultimately led to not having a Brig ultimate there in that team fight. And Miami able to win it, able to get recap now, ticking up once again. Going to try and hold this point, continue getting these, getting past it. We're both at the 60% mark. Miami reaching over that 70% mark now. Arcadia is going to have to win a team fight here soon, but Bonesaw able to find Arta on the Tracer. Yeah, and we see again Bonesaw able to get the Echo ultimate out. Bonesaw able to took over the D.Va, is trying to stay alive, is going to switch back up to the Echo, fly away, and Miami currently winning this fight really hard.
Pooter Scooter finding a beautiful pick on the pip there, even through the Brig ult.
Yeah, we do see D.Va Bomb come out though. And it does get Pooter Scooter out of mech. Pooter unable to actually get behind the wall before that goes on. I did hear a little bit of a scream from very confused. He was not
maybe a few
expecting,
pixels.
Yeah, he was not expecting to get caught out there, and that's actually going to lead to Miami losing the fight here. At some point, Arcadia, by the way, was able to flip the point cap and get a few ticks there as a Pulse Bomb goes on. Not going to be able to find the kill. Winter has to try and stay alive here, but is not going to. Saving Joe is going to be able to find the kill, but now Arcadia looking to get this map too, and they are. A crazy exchange in the fight. Miami was solely winning that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that D.Va Bomb comes out, gets Pooter off of the mech, and then they're able to find the kill onto them. The tank's gone, and now you have Arcadia able to take this map 1 in this best of 3 series.
Yeah, this was near a frame perfect D.Va Bomb there, just falling right in between all 3 of the wall areas, so allowing the D.Va Bomb to get both Winter and Shocker there. And then also something else that happened in that final fight was that the D.Va, while demeching with the D.Va Bomb against Pooter, the rest of the team was prepared for that. The Tracer dove in, and then also the minute she got back in the mech, the Ana came back right at the right time and had Nano. So that since Pooter's not there to mitigate any of that damage, the D.Va just ran free against the backline.
Yep. Yeah, and the team was it felt like with that D.Va Bomb, they got pretty split up over there in that right side of the map.
Yeah.
With Pooter getting demeched as well. A really tough map too there. Super close night. I believe Miami had 92%.
Yeah.
And Arcadia able to cap that second point. Arcadia, though, taking map 1. I mean, this program has been pretty well versed in Overwatch for the last couple years, and they've shown that they deserve to be in that 4-2 record. Maybe even a 5-1 if I'm again unaware of who they played last week, but they have been extremely solid and showcasing a great prowess in this first map. Going to get into this map 2 here shortly. We're going to take a break real quick as we head before we head into map 2, but so don't go away. We'll be right back. You really want to see Miami cap this first point. I feel like this first point is always the biggest in this clash mode.
Very, very standard team here for throwing Nubas that Miami is running. Both teams running Orisa, very good pick tank here for this, just because it's so contest heavy.
Yeah, we did see Miami play this against Maryville, as we do see a Bonesaw beautiful from Bone. She's
the
1
amount
HP,
of
not able to
healing
get
on them though. Puda Scooter is a little caught out. He's off in no man's land. The team does manage to find, yeah, I can't pronounce that. Does manage to find the enemy Orisa though. That allows them to just collapse a little bit. Ayuda does find Winter though. It's a big pick for Arcadia.
We do see a Genji switch here.
They really need to get that high ground on the right side. Get that. They need to get that Juno off, just providing all the healing for their team. They do switch to Diva. We do see the orbital ray coming down from Shocker. They're gonna push onto this. They do have the Bob on point. They're just gonna try bursting him down. Very good there from Miami. Enemy orbital ray also comes down. They do demech the Diva. This is very chaotic here for a first point.
Yeah, and there's the orbital strike coming out from Arcadia. Notice that Shocker was able to get his a lot earlier, and that provides Miami a great start to this team fight, as we do see Rally also come out. Shocker able to find Finley. Shocker able to get Savin Joe. Shocker going big here for Miami on this first point.
That was very good from Nitrous Oxide there, using his Rally in order to mitigate the amount of damage amplification from the orbital ray from Arcadia. This is going to move on to point B.
Yeah, Miami already getting Diva down, and we see in Miami the ult economy. They just use it immediately in these team fights. They want to get as much pressure onto this control point as possible. We saw immediately when Shocker got that orbital strike, he's already at 70% again, and we see the other one at 33. This is massive here. Arto though able to find Winter with a headshot. Miami going to try and peel back and try and stay up, but Pip going to use the blade and able to find 3.
Dragon blade from Pip there. That was very good from Arcadia. After finding that pick on the Winter, there was really nothing that could have stopped Pip. And Puda Scooter missing the spear as well, with the Diva eating it. Very good there for Miami. Winter should maybe back up here. He doesn't want to get caught out.
Yeah, but now it's going to get bounced back to that C point in the middle. I think that's totally acceptable here for Miami. They're gonna push up and have some extra pressure here as they look to re-engage. And again, we still continue to see this Brig even after the nerfs. We do need to be wary here. The orbital strike comes through again. Shocker already ahead with this orbital strike, saving Joe still super far away. But the Diva bomb able to find 2, and Pip able to get Winter in the back line.
That was a beautiful play there from Finlay. He used his ult with the rally to get the increased shield and knocked both Puda Scooter and Nitrous Oxide into the Diva bomb. That was quite a good play there from Arcadia.
Yeah, and that's going to mess up a lot of the ult economy that Miami had in front. You just used orbital strike and you got immediately wiped with that Diva bomb. That's tough here for Miami. As saving Joe able to find another Bonesaw pick, able to get Shocker as well, and Miami just needs to back away here again, or it's looking like Arcadia is going to get the 3rd point here. You either get to cap all the way to E, or you have to get to 5, and this is brutal here for Miami because they're going to get a free cap here onto D, it looks like. And this is really going to put Miami's back to the wall. This D capture is going to put them I don't see Arcadia really contesting this E cap. They'll probably let Miami get this one because all they need to do is really cap D or C once again.
Bonesaw switching on to the Genji, foregoing the Ventral. Interesting. But this should allow to put a lot of pressure onto that Ashe, because that is something that's really messing with the team here. Wonderful there from Puda Scooter with that ult. However, both Ayuda and Diva are managing to find picks in the backline. They do manage to get all the healers though. Arcadia is really low.
Yeah, but Miami has both healers available. This should be a cap for E for free after that Pooter ultimate. I mean, not for free. Pooter ended up using that Orisa ultimate. And now you have Orbital and Blade up again. here for Arcadia. We saw a massive blade from Pip earlier in this game so far. They're looking to clean the series out as Pip able to find Bonesaw in the back. Bonesaw making that Genji swap and getting traded as the D.Va continues to dive this backline. Finley able to find Shocker. Shocker, the rotation's not there for Miami. They're just getting caught out repeatedly as Lucas tries to do what his best, if able to find Aruda, but again, Arcadia winning another fight, going to cap this D once again. And so this is where this back and forth is tough. Now you're in a really bad spot because they only need one more cap, and Miami needs to cap all the way from E to D to C to win the game.
Yeah, this is gonna be very tough here for Miami. They're gonna have to be really smart here with both ult economy and just trying to, because right now what I can guess Arcadia's gonna do is just surge the point with 5 ults, just finish it.
And Arcadia really doesn't have to do anything. They're holding on to their ultimates. They know that they can just ult dump for the D site here after Miami caps this E spot. But it looks like Arcadia's trying to go in great
from
spear.
Beautiful pick on the pick. Wonderful high noon as well, getting saving Joe. They're just gonna collapse onto Arcadia here. That was great for Miami, catching Pip off guard.
Yeah, and they're gonna stall this D.Va.
Very smart here. Very smart here from Miami. Almost didn't get that stall in time. That would have been bad.
Yeah, but they are going to get that is going to allow them to get early push up here onto the D spawn, and now Arcadia has put themselves in a kind of a tough advantage here too. They still have all 5 ultimates though. Remember, they've been holding this ult economy for the entire last point, and so they're going to ult dump here. We're missing High Noon, and Blade is coming up here for Bonesaw, but Miami also has a lot of their ultimates available here as well. So you need to spot who's going to be able to find an early pick here is going to win this team fight, I believe. So we do see Orbital Strike used onto the point.
Arcadia getting that high capture. That now Miami are going to go in here. That was a beautiful pick on the Finlay with the ult.
That was a huge spear from Pooter. Pooter able to find Finley. Now Rally goes out.
All
the ults are getting dumped here. D.Va Bomb still there as well.
Beautiful counter ult there from Miami. Wonderful bop from Nitrous Oxide with the D.Va off the map. That was beautiful.
Yeah, Miami able to win the ult dump, and Pooter able to save his. That is massive here for this last point. Miami going to put it. This is the last point. Whoever wins this next point wins the game, and Arcadia potentially winning the series here. So the C point here being the last, but Pooter does have ultimate on that Orisa.
Arcadia does make some quick switches here. Oh, Winter getting caught off.
Yeah,
not expecting the Orisa to be there. They might have time to just get Winter back for a cap, get back for a re-engage, because they really need him. He's close to ult.
Yeah, notice he used it. Notice using the fast speed ring to get Pooter or not to get Winter back before they re-engage this. Again, with that switch though, Yadalo's not going to have what Pooter has available with that Orisa ultimate.
Beautiful pick on the Iruda.
Huge.
No TP coming out from the Kiriko. They need to put pressure onto Bonesaw getting picked though. This Orisa's very low. Huge pick on the Orisa.
And the wall actually going to be able to save them there. But a High Noon now available. It's going to go out. It's going to put them extremely low. Not going to be able to find one. Orisa going in, though, is going to go for the healer. Able to find one. Winter gets a headshot on the Finley.
Beautiful hits from Winter.
Well. And that should be Miami. Miami able to contest. They have to contest this. Arcadia has to get this, or Miami wins this map. A huge
beautiful from Bonesaw. Saving Joe does find Winter, though. That's very bad. But they don't have the amount of healing there. They really need to get this Orisa. Nice from Miami. Beautiful comeback. They really planned that out well. Them being able to keep that Orisa ult and keep Winter's ult for that final push on the C point really saved them there.
Yeah, and you question Arcadia there when they go from that E to D point, saving those ultimates all for an ult dump onto D, and it doesn't work out in your favor. And Miami able to hold their ults as well onto E. They were able to passively get theirs up while Arcadia was holding, and it just caused 9 ultimates dumped in one fight, and Miami was able to win that huge ult dump fight. And ultimately, I think that led into the map. Obviously, some great picks there. I mean,
yeah,
even from the side of Arcadia, able to find Winter there. I thought maybe even C was already
Yeah, I
doomed
was already
off that Ash pick,
the
but
only way they were able to really get a point push onto C again after the pick onto Winter. Winter got getting caught off guard, not realizing the Orisa was hiding behind the corner. Very good there from the Orisa. However, shocker with that speed ring just goes to show how valuable Juno is. That speed ring allowed Winter to get back so quickly and allow him to get into the fight.
yeah, Miami now tying up the series. We're going to go into map 3 here, 1-1 though. Really close series though overall. Like I thought that series Arcadia had that one almost in the bag with how the game mode functions.
Yeah.
You have to basically win 3 team fights there in a row for Miami, and they're able to. Great play out of the Miami and a great resilience after going down to that the last
Yeah.
point as well.
And the other thing to mention is that on that E point, you don't even have to fully cap the whole circle. You have to cap one tick of it because each tick of the E point actually counts as a point. So if you just go directly to the end, then if you cap the full thing, like you can go 5-0, just one circle.
Right. Yeah, and so I'm with map 3. I think we're ready to go. I think I'm super excited to see if map 3 what we can do, what kind of comps we may see. I mean, we've seen Orisa continue,
Mm-hmm.
Diva continue. We've seen that Ash pick did come out from Arcadia, but we haven't switched to an Ash yet. We
No,
haven't seen the Widow yet. I don't think these maps are great for them,
no.
but usually Miami excels when Winter is on that Widowmaker, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'm really hoping to get a map where we get to see that shine. The Brig continues to stay. I think it is what we've kind of seen out of these first 2 maps.
I think just the ability of Brig, like even with the nerfs, the amount of consistent healing she gives with her Inspire is just so valuable for the teams,
Yeah,
especially in these big grouped up team fights. And also the stun we saw come out in that match specifically, putting allowing for a lot of great plays. Like that stun from Arcadia's Brig, pushing both Pooter and Nitrous Oxide into the Diva Bomb just goes to show the amount of utility that a Brig can bring. So even with the nerf, she's still apparently viable in this high level content here.
yeah, absolutely. And I think it also plays into she can play poke, and she can play against poke, which we've seen with the Ash, which we've seen into like a Widowmaker, but we also can counter the dive as well. And you can also dive with her. It's just like you can play it in almost every single comp that you want to. As we see this map 3 push map here, or not push,
It's push.
it is push. Yeah, right. Sorry, but we do get to see Winter's. We do get to see Winter's Widowmaker, which is honestly my. We'll see how is it Widowmaker or Ash is going to be the ultimate decider. Is Bob really going to be what Arcadia gets out of this versus the vision here that Miami gets from Widowmaker Ultimate?
Yeah, this is an interesting DPS comp for Miami, but also very good to both cover on both the defensive end and the offensive end. That both Genjis on each side from both Piff and Bonesall put a lot of pressure onto the Widow and Ash respectively.
Yeah, and again, the only difference in these comps is the Ash and the Widow, and so if or some Winter able to get caught out by Pip, though, we may have to see a swap here. I don't know if we're able to. It's going to be ultimately on the dive for Genji, and then we're ultimately going to see if Winter can get more picks than the Ash. But already Arcadia off to a good start.
Yeah, that Pip just finding Winter a little bit out there, separate from his Brig, so not really a lot of support you could have.
Yeah, Pip has been excellent this so far this series. Able to get again that three kills with the Genji blade that last map, showing that his Genji is not something that you can just like not ignore and not worry about. So definitely always going to be trying to get into that backline to find Winter. As Winter switch over to the Ash, by the way. But so that means that Ruda is 30% already higher.
Pip finds Shocker on the backline though.
Yeah, Pip again, excellent dive currently from Pip for Arcadia, and Miami really looking rough on the so far on this push map. Pip able to find Winter as well. Peter is going to get a trade onto Arto on the backline, but Yadalo able to find Nitrous as well. As Bonesaw continues to try and do their best in getting the dive onto these characters, but the healing.
They're being both Finlay and Saving Joe are being very good here in healing Pip in these pivotal moments. Miami really has to make something happen here. We could see a full push.
Yeah, big Ash. We're going to get some push here as we see again great tank gameplay here as Orbital Strike goes down. We do see the ultimate used out already. Kind of not the greatest ult there from their Orisa, but overall Arcadia able to get so many picks there on the other end. It makes it all worth it as Pooter only the last one there gets picked there, saving Joe again. It's crazy. These team fights have been wild.
Ayuda managing to find two at the beginning there just kind of shut down Miami's whole play. Winter's trying to find a pick onto Ayuda, but just can't get the second shot.
Yeah, and look how far they've pushed up, 104 meters. This is going to be a real. You have 7 minutes of game to try and get back, but this is looking really rough here for Miami. As Pip again able to find Winter. We do see engage here from Pooter Scooter though. And we do see Blake come out from Bone, but Bone's already extremely low. Nitrous able to get the rally kill, though, onto Pip. And Miami in numbers favor at the moment, but Finley able to get Bonesaw after we saw Bonesaw completely low on the other side of the map. And it's just Miami is completely split. And now it's looking really rough. They are able to catch out the Brig, though.
Beautiful there from Pooter there. Good call-outs to get that Brig.
Yeah, this is some certain tank gameplay here, just mashing into one another, but
average Orisa gameplay.
But Yadalo trying to keep the cart contested as long as they can before they are respawned up is big, because that's some time off the clock here for Miami to even get a push. Miami really, kind of like last game, is going to need to win like 3 team fights here to get into a good advantage state, as we do see Winter able to pick Arto up and Pooter Scooter able to get a huge spear onto the Genji.
Those were some good picks. They're really forcing Arcadia to push back without their DPS. Ayuda pretty much the only one managing to find catching out Shocker. And with Shocker and Winter both having their ults here, this could be very good here for Miami for the next 2 fights.
Yeah, again, that's one of the 3 fights they're going to need to win to get really back into this game. But again, 5 minutes on the clock to do so. Arto able to find Bonesaw on the other end, but now we see Orbital Strike. We did see Bob come out from Winter. Both orbital strikes used for both teams. Orisa ult here on the side. Yadalo able to get 2. Pip able to find Shocker as well in the mix. And so Pooter Scooter going to be able to trade Finley, but now they're just going to stagger the tank player on this contested point.
Yeah. Miami managed to cover some ground there, but they're going to need to win another fight. Unfortunately, they have only Nitrous Oxide and Pooter Scooter results here, which, granted, going into this fight as well, Arcadia only having the Dragon Blade, but we've seen Pip with the Dragon Blade before managing to find multiple.
Yeah, we do have Rally. We do have Rally on the other side here, though, to kind of counter that dive, right? As long as as long as they're able to find Pip and not let them get towards the backline, as we are going to see engage Rally into
Beautiful
the Orisa ult.
That was very good there from Miami, just full engaging.
Yeah,
unfortunately, going into this next fight, Arcadia is going to have a lot of ults built up. Ayuda probably is going to be able to get Bob and Finley will also be able to get her ult. Meanwhile, Miami only having really Bonesaw coming up. This could be very bad here in this next fight.
Yeah, the Orisa into Brig ult combo has been really dangerous in the last couple patches, and that's something that Miami's really been working on in the last couple games. That stun lock into the Orisa ult has been huge for Miami, as now the Genji Blade does come out, has to try and hit a spear here to save his member, but they are going to be able to back off of the Genji Blade. So that's one ultimate down there from Arcadia, but Arcadia is going to get repushed. Bonesaw getting really low, though, off the start there. And they're being aggressive, though. Maybe able to find a pick here onto the Genji if we can hit a spear, as Bone tries to trade it. Bone, with his own blade, is able to get the Genji, but Finley able to trade away Bone, so that is going to be down. But the tank does fall for Arcadia. Rally comes out here, so no Rally no longer. Pooter able to get Finley as well with the Rally, as that should be a team fight win here for Miami.
Pooter being very good in this team fight here, managing to push the Orisa out of the way of the Rally, and then just managing to solo the Genji, or not the Genji, the Brig as well. Very good there from Miami, specifically Pooter. And now here's the thing, is that Miami is now coming up on 4 ults, thanks to the fact that they managed to win a fight when Arcadia was using Two.
Yeah, Orbital comes out and the tank is already low, able to get a
Oh,
spear into them. Pooter, a huge spear to push the tank back. That should be giving Miami map control here and get another push that's going to lock down that spawn here. We do see Bob come out as well.
that's a beautiful bob from Winter. They're putting a lot of pressure onto the brig. Even though Bonesaw died, they do have close spawn now. So even though he died, they do have the ability to come back. Winter a little too aggressive there. The Genji can get him.
But yeah, that's huge here for Miami. Now they do have Orisa ult as well. But Arcadia going to use that Juno ring to try and get some pressure here, get some speed up. But Miami really has a good opportunity here. If they win this team fight, we can get back into this game. Orbital Strike does come out. They're going to have to back up here, though. You do not want to get picked. You do have Rally plus Orisa ult here if they overextend. This could be the team fight win right here.
That was a very good disengage. Both Orisas popping their ults. Pooter managed to find both Saving Joe and Finlay. That was beautiful. Pip does have the Dragon Blade, though. Finding Nitros Oxide on the backline, but Pooter Scooter also finding Aryuta. Bonesaw winning the duel against Pip.
And that's what I mentioned. They overextended. The ultimate ran out from Juno, and Miami at Pooter immediately after he saw that goes in and is able to secure 2 kills with the ultimate. Now getting that press up. Miami slowly inching their way with 1:42 left on the clock, trying to get it to past that 104 mark that Arcadia was able to get to in the first couple minutes of the game.
And here's the thing is that Aryuta,
We have Orbital Strike as well.
Aryuta and Finlay both having their ults here, but Shocker also going to have his own ult. Miami just apparently just backing up here.
Yeah, Orbital
Beautiful
Strike.
pick from Winter on the Saving Joe. That was wonderful double shot there. They're just going to rush onto the team here. They do. Aryuta does pop the Bob. That's very bad for Shocker.
Yeah, but Winter able to find the other tank. That's massive fear for Miami. Bob, though, really making it rough as Finlay able to get 2, and that's not good for Miami. Miami now split, and Finlay going massive here for Arcadia. The Finlay plus the dive from Pip able to find a couple members from Miami, and that's going to be a lost fight here. Miami has 49 seconds here to try and push, again, that last few meters here on the map for to try and win this.
Miami's going to need to win 2 fights here in order to get to the point.
Yeah, we see that junior ring come out. Miami going to try and get onto this contest. They don't want to get that bot pushed any further up as Bonesaw is going to use that blade. He is going to dive in. We're going to be able to
Beautiful
find
pick
Pip.
on the Pip. He's going for the back line. He does get pushed back, but that was the picks they needed. And here's the thing, Winter kept his ult as well. Aryuta does find Shocker, though. That's going to be a big stagger there.
But Winter does have Bob up now. And we see on the side of Arcadia, no ult economy here for Arcadia. And we have 1 ult and Pooter's 8% off. Very close to this Orisa ult. Plus Rally. We could see that Rally combo come out. A pick here would be huge. Onto Finlay. Finlay going to get caught. Giadolo goes down. Miami going to get this ult economy. And that's going to be Miami taking map 3 and the series. Wow, what an end. Again, Miami showing their resilience, going down 100 meters in that first 3 minutes of the game and able to now take the series after fight after fight after fight, losing a few of those in between, but able to finally use that ult economy into their advantages. We see a Yadalo, again, a great ultimate through that orbital strike, able to find. That's one of those fights that really deterred us for a few minutes there. And now Miami, a crazy, crazy push map to end the series.
That was a wonderful game to end the series. Miami played really smart there. They knew when to disengage during a fight where they lost. Like, whenever they lost Shocker or won early on, they're just like, okay, speed ring down, we back up instantaneously. They knew that very well. Especially after losing those first few fights where they just kept staggering in a little bit, they decided all to play close together. All their ults, they also were very smart with ult usage. Like, anytime they popped an ult, they always kept one, especially that second to last fight there was when just Bonesaw using his Dragon Blade managed to find just one, and then also picking up the Orisa after that, just allowed them to just collapse. And then Winter having that Bob for the last fight was so crucial, managing to catch 2 people off and just putting all this pressure onto the backline where they couldn't really push onto the point. And then Bonesaw just diving in, finding 2 picks back to back. That was wonderful there from Miami.
Yeah, we saw Winter. I feel like Winter really in that last few minutes really popped off there, able to find 2 massive headshot picks for Miami. But also, I think when we talk about ult usage, one of the fights that I really thought Arcadia ended up really like their economy was kind of thrown away was in that middle part of the map with a few like I think 4 minutes remaining. We saw that Orisa get picked and get staggered a little bit, and we saw in response, we saw the rally get used.
Hmm.
And that rally definitely could have been held. I think they could have gave that fight and then held that rally because their Orisa was coming up with ult as well off of spawn, and they
Yeah.
could have done that Orisa rally ult exchange that Miami had done previously in a team fight. And I think that could have easily helped them secure. But then now you're staggering your ult economy. We saw rally no longer available. Obviously, they also got picked right after that. They ended up the rally lasted maybe like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Like they got picked immediately. But Miami able to push through, able to become a 5-2 record, pushing Arcadia down to 4-3. A great series. We wish
Mhm.
Arcadia the best of luck moving forward. They are a great team. I'm excited for them for the future of their Overwatch season. They have definitely a lot of potential after watching those games. Um, Pip being excellent for on the Genji, excellent on the Echo. I thought overall, like Pip played extremely well. Both DPSs played extremely well, and we also saw the Juno on their team really pop off in a lot of moments
Mhm.
too. So overall, I think with Miami taking the dub there, massive win for the team after an 0-2 weekend last weekend. They're able to come around, win, take a really close series, a really mental grinding series.
Yes.
And now moving on to that 5-2 record, we won't know our opponent for a little bit longer. We're going to be back here. It is 2:48. We'll be back here at 3:30 with our second map of the day or match of the day, and we'll see what 5-2 opponent we get.
Yeah. We'll see that coming back at 3:30. Very good games here today. So we'll see you guys then.
Hello, welcome back. We're here with the second match of the Overwatch Collegiate Homecoming Swiss stage, round. I believe it is 8. So now we are 5-2. We're up against Moore Park Ronin Esports Club out in California. They are also 5-2. I've not really heard anything regarding this roster. I wasn't able to actually go through and check who they have played, but I'm excited for this game because we are coming off of a really, really close match in that first round, or in that round 7 against Arcadia University that you saw on stream earlier.
Very good series there. Lots of high competitive plays. Very good teamwork between both teams. Miami just cinching out the win against Arcadia. We'll see how this series goes. Haven't really heard much about this team, so we'll see how it goes. Obviously, they must be good to be 5-2 alongside us. So
Yep.
hoping for some big competition here today.
So it looks like, looking off their record, their 2 losses are to the Bryan and Scranton Bobcats, who we have faced numerous times out in CECC Texas and a few other competitions. Uh, a top 20 Overwatch team in collegiate, and then they also lost to the UMN Pizza Pirates. The Pizza Pirates, a classic name, but Two very solid teams but they do have wins over UTA Varsity, which Texas Arlington group out there. They're usually pretty solid in Overwatch, and Arizona State. It looks like maybe their second team as well. And they also were able to take RIT Black, Rochester Institute of Technology. They were able to beat them in their last game to improve their record. Where both of these teams are coming off of 2-1 victories, so they did lose a map in their last round. And so we'll see how Moore Park Ronin decides to. We'll see kind of where they are skill wise. It's going to be exciting. So I will say we could have received an opponent that was 5-1 and who lost to a 5-1 team, but Moore Park Ronin obviously won their 4-2 match. So we with Swiss, kind of how it functions, it looks like we're going to get a 4-2 team instead of that 5-1 from earlier. And we'll see again uh, where their play level is at. Again, we're getting towards the end. This round 8, round 7, round 8, even round 5 and 6, we start seeing a lot of really good matchups in collegiate Overwatch with a lot of top teams playing against one another. This round 9 and 10 is going to be really interesting next week to finalize Swiss stage and then go into groups after that.
And we're heading into game now for what appears to be Busan, Mecha Base here for the first round. This will be very interesting. This is a very brawl-heavy map on the right side. However, a lot of snipers can really take advantage of that bridge area on the left that we're going up on right here. It is a very interesting point.
Yeah, we do see an interesting cop here from Miami if this is exactly what they're coming out of the spawn with. Oh, we see Bonesaw on the Reaper. We've seen him on the Reaper a little bit recently, but then we also see Winter switching it up, no longer on an Ashe, no longer on a Widowmaker. It's going to be interesting. And it looks like Jocelyn was going to be on the Ashe, but now is switching over as well. Again, CV or Kree is going to be on the Ana, though. A little bit different supports as well here. So the comps are completely different, really.
Yeah, very interesting pick here from Moon Park Ronin to go with the Ana. That could put a lot of pressure on the Pooter Scooter.
Yeah,
really aggressive here from Miami, really pushing against the Moon Park's area. Big spear onto Orisa with not really a lot of healing put onto her. Moon Park's McCree does find Winter though, and Pooter Scooter just kind of runs through their healing backline, spearing Cree off the map.
Yeah, that was a huge spear as we saw Bonesaw wave goodbye to the Ana, falling to their near death, and now Miami able to cap that first point, get that first percentages getting going, ticking, as now they're going to hold this choke point here, a really hard choke point to get through if you're Moore Park. Any team, this is one of the hardest choke points in the game, I'd say. As we see Bonesaw 61%, just going to be poking in, trying to get some more percentage up for that Death Blossom. You do have Bebop on that Tracer, and that Tracer is going to have to open up things for Moore Park here, but right now they just don't know what to do. Miami does need to be careful, though, if Bebop decides to go behind and just cap the point, but now they finally get out.
Moore Park does go with the Nano in order to push out, but the amount of damage that Winter and Bones are just applying is just, especially at this choke point, that's so good for Reaper and McCree. They're just kind of pushing into the spawn here.
Yeah, Winter, a huge 3 kills there on McCree, is going to also have Miami's full-on ult ult economy. Tori here does have the Juno ultimate available, but really Moore Park is looking quite in a rough state here. They're going to get 3 ults online here in a few seconds, but with 5 Miami ultimates, this should be able to be a clear wipe here, as now they look to rotate to the other side. Winter going to use that Death Blossom, though. Doesn't get anything out of it, but does put the pressure on now. Pooter going in, gets the ult, and then we see the rally as well with the follow-up. He does find Jazelyn. Bebop going to find Bonesaw on the other end. They are going to drop that orbital strike.
Bebop finding Bonesaw there. Mentor does find Kree. That's a massive pick, taking a lot of pressure off of what a stun by Nitrous Oxide there. Shocker finds Tori as well, and that's just going to be another fight and probably point capture for Miami. Not even have Bonesaw doesn't even use an ult there, just styles on point.
Yeah, the not really clean first point here for Miami. I mean, they held that choke extremely well. I like the Winter being aggressive and pushing up with that Deadeye, like just extremely able to put Moorpark in a situation where they needed to either push up into Pooter or back off, and then they kind of got stuck. And then Pooter just
Yeah.
engaged fully with that ultimate. Really nice, well done. As now we see a wrecking ball hover here
Wrecking ball.
on the second point here on Busan. Kind of an interesting choice here. I like the idea though. Like the point really is good for wrecking ball. I'd say this specific point is a wrecking ball favored map, as we do see the Winston change actually here for Pooter Scooter.
Surprised no
Widow though.
no Widow coming out. Probably a good idea for Miami not to go the Widow just because they do have the ball and the Tracer and the Lucio.
Yeah, but Miami prepared for this Ashe with this dive. They're going to try and get this Ashe off of the high ground with the Winston, with the Echo. And then they still have their DPS with Winter. Winter should be able to like stop this wrecking ball with his nade pretty well. You also got Ana sleep as well, something that we don't see Shocker on that often, but his Ana is still sublime. As he is getting dove on, there a great sleep and a great pushback from Nitrous, able to keep his support alive. Great play by Nitrous there.
Yeah, that was very nice from Nitrous,
Nice.
keeping Shocker alive. Great dive there for Pooter Scooter. Managed to find Lucio. That's a lot of healing and a lot of utility gone from Moonpark.
Yeah. Interesting that Moorpark decided to flip the map there, sort of, taking back Miami's like back spawn control there. Miami was able to, by the way, get that first cap, and so they got 26%, but Moorpark's able to get the recap there, and now they get some percentages here. But Bonesaw, a double kill on the Tori, and Bebop, a huge Pharah kills. They're going to get Miami the capture again.
Something to point out here is that Moorpark did decide to switch off the Ashe for the Reaper just to contest Pooter a little bit. Nice there from Bonesaw. That was a lot of ultra just got.
Yeah, and really looking, Moorpark really struggling here against Miami. Miami continuously putting pressure onto the point, and the ult economy is still like mostly in favor here. Bebop has to try and make a play here with this. I just don't know how Bebop can get in, is really the hard thing for them with this Tracer. With how Miami's comp is currently running, it's going to be really hard to find that pull. So you really need to go for the Ana here, I imagine. But
Yeah.
again, Primal is ready here for Pooter Scooter at any point.
Miami's healers are being very smart here. They're both playing together, so if there is a dive, Nitrous can just kind of save Shocker and keep his utility up. That was a wonderful boop from Nitrous, knocking, and a wonderful, the boops right now are going crazy. Bonesaw boops the Reaper off the map, and then Shocker manages to whip fire the ball off the map, and Bonesaw, just for added damage, decides to pop ult on the Tori.
Well, I think that's a huge kill there. It staggers Tori, and now you're already at 87% and ticking. The Lucio being back in spawn helps. Now they have to make a desperation play with Pooter already there. Like, they're kind of pinching them now. Pooter also able to find the Reaper there. So no Death Blossom here with 99% left, overtime ticking. And Winter able to get 2 on the point. With his Tracer, and Moorpark's trying to contest, but Pooter is just hitting spawn door with the ultimate. They're not really going to be able to touch that. Jaslyn does finally get the Reaper, but a great sleep from Shocker is going to likely end this here for Miami. This is looking like a great map here from Miami University, as the overtime still takes. I mean, that's what Wrecking Ball is there for. Can really contest this. They also now have Tracer here. Miami's going to have to find another wipe at some point. They do have a BAP, and they get C9 here. They just do not contest in time.
Woodpark Ronin did not have enough survivability in the point to stay on long enough to just get another full fight. They just had to trickle in, and unfortunately that's not enough to get the point for Miami. We have a play of the game. Getting a play of the game from Winter here. Wonderful plays here from him. He was really aggressive. He was very good. Putting in enough shots for just Pooter Scooter and Bonesaw to just finish off.
Yeah, that was awesome map from a great bounce back map. Miami looking really dominant there for this map. We do see, interesting enough, Baby Backside in now here, going into slot in for potentially map 2 in replace of Winter. as we see a little bit of a freeze from us, and now we're back a
Oh,
little bit.
focus.
The focus through as well,
There we
but
go.
Miami are doing an excellent job in that map one. I mean, dominant performance.
Yeah.
No, really, no mistakes. Showcase there.
They were all confident. Pooter Scooter never really dropped below half HP usually. Even with the monkey play, because there was not a lot of pressure on him. Even with the Reaper, he was challenging the Reaper as well. A predominantly very big counter for monkey, and Pooter Scooter kind of just 1v1'd him every time because he had so much support. And we
Yeah,
could hear him congratulating in the back room. But beautiful, also very good plays from Shocker on that Ana. That was very good. I got a little worried when Moonside decided to take out, or Moonpark decided to take out their own Ana, because because if that anti lands on Pooter Screw, that's a lot. That's not a good day for. Hmm.
yeah, and we are looking at map 2 here coming up shortly. I think that it's going to be a circuit royale. So potentially, I mean, that's typically we get to see the Hanzo
Mhm.
and the Widow. That the prime map there, we'll probably see Sigma. I
Mhm.
imagine. I mean, that's I don't think I've ever seen not Sigma on that map.
Mhm.
That's like his best map. So I imagine we'll see Pooter Sigma for once. We don't really get that opportunity a lot. So if not, maybe see the monkey return and some sort of dive there as well would be good because you want to get that Ash. You want to get the Widow off of their stance. Like you don't
Mhm.
want them to be set up there around those corners. So we may see maybe a Winston, maybe some dive play as well. But so far, Miami again. I thought Arissa wise on that first map, Pruder played it excellent. We saw him
Mhm.
get I believe a quadra kill with
Mhm.
and two spear kills, sending the Ana the
Mhm.
first and the Ana off the
Whee!
map. So it's
Swayed by Bonesaw as well.
great play, and I thought overall Nitrous really stood out to me
Mhm.
there. Nitrous Oxide, our Brig player, had some really key moments there in the first two points. Really good rallies, a lot of good stuns, but also protecting his other support player in Shocker
Mhm.
when Shocker got dove on by the Wrecking Ball. Really great play there from Nitrous. Has been a great addition for us this year. This is his first season with us. As we're now going to head into this Circuit Royale, I am excited to see what Miami decides to break out. We do see Baby backside in here for Winter, and we'll see what Pierre decides to do. And go ahead.
And something to point out here as well is that this map is one of the ones Blizzard recently reworked a bit, most specifically on this first point, with changing how the spawn for the attacker side does work and making it a little bit more favored for the attackers. So that way you can't really get spawn held too much anymore.
Yeah, we do see Bonesaw on that Hanzo. I've seen him play it quite a bit um, as of recently, so I'm excited to see what he's able to do with it. But also, I'm okay with the Bastion lock as well. Bonesaw, notorious Bastion main, and so some comfortable picks here. Nitrous now also swapping. Shocker going to be on the Baptiste instead. We see Nitrous get to play the Juno this time, and no Brig here for the side of Miami. Tori also breaking out the Zen, and we don't really get to see the Zen. We do need to watch Jotace, though. Jotace does have that pick potential here with the Widowmaker for the side of Moorpark Ronin.
Always enjoy seeing some Ryan gameplay from Pooter.
Yeah, and look at that. That's a new addition to the map right there, what they just went through to give them some height advantage here to get through this first point. I really like this play from Miami, using that height advantage to get high ground here over Moorpark, and now Moorpark's kind of just sitting back. We might look at this free push. Usually that area is not an area that can be, is usually highly contested, and Miami just kind of pushed through it already.
Ooh, but a big pick on the nitrous oxide there for Moonpart. That's a lot of healing gone for Miami. Wonderful pick though from Bonesaw onto the Widow. Trying to look for one other one. Pooter's shield is very down. He's gonna have to hide in his room for a little bit. He does have the health back in there, but
Yeah, an interesting choice here. Not going for the Sigma, actually going for the Reinhardt here. I actually like the Rhine a little bit here too. I think it works out against Sigma, especially as we do see, especially with Juno now being an addition into the game. As Bonesaw melts Tori. No, I mean now we're back onto the Widow as well. here with Baby Backside. We can see if Pierre is able to find a pick here with the Widow, but the Sigma again is so slow and moving, it can't really contest. As we see the pin go through, a great pin there is going to be able to cap that first point for Miami, and Baby Backside able to get Jodays with the Widow matchup.
And Bonesaw just cleaning up on the point. Miami here's a lot of damage. Moon Park is coming up on about 3 ults here, or actually 4. And Miami University does have the Juno ult with nitrous oxide. That's something to point out is that Shocker is actually playing Baptiste now, and a big thing to point out is that Baptiste is a very highly playable character now in today's meta, mostly just because the buff they gave him, he no longer has recoil. So, wonderful shot from Jotace there onto Baby Backside, threading the needle. Boucher gets melted down with a Discord and a window. That was a lot of damage there. So does Bonesaw. Miami University is trying to get out here, not popping any ults.
Nice.
Baby
Great
Backside
pick.
finding Jotace again.
Yeah, and the great counter engagement there from the side of Moorpark. I mean, they used the window, they used the Zenyatta Discord to really just immediately melt. I mean, that was the fastest Reinhardt. Like, he was full HP. He was, I think, like 600 HP. As we do see it's going to split up the members of Moorpark. We do see that Bonesaw ultimate, as now we also see the Widowmaker ult going out. We do have Shatter available. Orbital Strike does come out through for Miami as well, trying to get around this corner here. I really like how Miami set themselves up. Before the counter engagement, they pushed up and got a lot of area covered, as Jaslyn actually able to... That Discord is just melting Pooter.
Bonesaw foregoing the Bastion pick, going on to the Sojourn, who was another character who's recently gotten a pretty substantial buff. Managed to have her E now can actually melt people down and also give her self-charge as well. So this is a very good switch there from Miami, just to deal with the Pharah.
Yeah, and we do see now the Echo switch as well. I think they're trying to find some solutions. Baby Backside's going to have to get some picks here too. Able to find some of the Widow trades, but it's really up to them too to find a lot of these picks. The Shatter is still available here for Peter, waiting for the Juno engage. Again, I feel the trade for Discord and Jodace able to get 2 there, really massive. As the Shatter goes through and it hits the shield of the Sigma and able to get traded again. But it's I think it's interesting to see the difference between Discord here versus the Juno pick, right? I think the Discord is really benefiting Moorpark right now. They're melting through Peter and doing a ton of damage to them, as now we see the Sigma switch here for Peter as well. No more Reinhardt for them.
And then Shocker foregoes the Baptiste for a Zen of himself in order to give Peter a little bit more, also be a little more of a threat.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the Shocker is also known for their Zenyatta pick as well. We do need to be careful here. Both support ultimates are up, and we do have a Pharah ultimate, as Shocker able to get the other Zenyatta a huge pick, and now this should be Miami getting this second point captured here. But a great team fight there using the Orbital Strike, and I mean, Moorpark just didn't get to use their ultimates at all. Tori's been holding on this Zen ult for almost 2 minutes now.
Beautiful ult there from Nitrous Oxide, and Miami only using 1 ult there to win that fight was very good for them, because they have about 2 coming up. Beautiful pick from Pooter on to Jotace. That puts a lot of pressure on Baby Backside, allowing him to just have free reign now. Looking for these picks.
And now that's kind of a split. They're going to go in. That's the Zenyatta ultimate. And they actually are able to survive through the Pharah ultimate as well. Now you have Rock go through, does whiff, but Baby Backside, a huge pick on the Jocelyn. But now the enemy Sigma able to pick up 2 members of Miami, however, in a good trade for them.
Miami University didn't pop any ults that fight, though. So they are sitting quite pretty here. Good there. No, negating the Rock by doing the duplication. We'll see if Bonesaw is able to get his ult here with the Sigma before he gets knocked out.
Yeah, we're playing some Overwatch 1 with 2 tanks, and we get the Sigma ultimate out. That's a huge pick.
That was huge.
Gets 2 of them. And that is going to be a huge map flip here for Miami. They're able to win this And the huge ultimate there from Bonesaw, massive there, is going to allow them to get around probably one of the hardest corners here on this map, where one of the biggest contest points. And we're slowly but surely getting towards that initial capture as Bonesaw. Look at this play, this sneaky play. Baby backside, another huge shot on the Jodace.
Miami University coming up on both almost has both sport ults here. Nitrous Oxide deciding to get off the Juno for the Baptiste. Kind of a good pick here.
Big Zen ult as well.
Oh, big pick on the Tori that puts a lot of pressure off Pooter Scooter.
Does have
Nitrous Oxide now using his window. The amount of damage here is going to be big.
Yeah, and now really with Sigma down here for Moorpark, that's just going to be an easy capture. A great use of ultimates there to push through and get past them. They kind of two members of Moorpark were split in the left part of the room, and they just got immediately counter engaged on by Miami. They were able to split up the tank and the two supports and one of the DPS, and it just ultimately led to Miami winning that corridor fight. Another dominant performance, honestly. We do see they were able to cap that in 48 seconds. So Moorpark going to need to cap all 3 points here against Miami. And honestly, that's going to be, I think, really hard for them here with how Miami's been playing these last few maps.
We'll see what Miami pulls out here for the defense. Probably going to be a similar healing comp to what they ended there. It seems like Zen Baptiste is probably just the pick for this map currently, just because the amount of damage they can input onto the enemy team. Sometimes, I mean, you don't really have to heal if the enemy is already dead.
This is interesting, though. You see Tori now hovering the Juno, something that they didn't decide to play around. But I thought the Juno was massive. Again, I think we both agree that the Juno ultimate is extremely broken with how much damage reduction, how much healing, how much amplifying it does. And Shocker has been extremely good, and Nitrous Oxide as well, at getting that ult charge as fast as possible. And it really can sway a fight, especially when you have a tank like Sigma. And it looks like we actually get the Pooter Scooter Ramatra, which is even more exciting. Ramatra facing I believe they faced a little bit of nerfage here too.
Quite a substantial nerf too. His punches and his nemesis form no longer goes through shields, but rather does, like, I think 2.5 times damage to them. Wonderful headshot there from Baby Backside.
Yeah, Baby Backside also has been extremely important here for this Miami gameplay. And another shot on the Jodace. Baby Backside, I think, is 3 for 1 now on Jodace. I think they've got them at least 4 times now, whereas Jodace is only the one time. Jazz on a great shot, though, on the Bonesaw. A big trade is going to allow for Moorpark to really get some stepping here around the corner.
Yeah, good switch there from Pooter Scooter, realizing with the Zen, the Ramatra probably wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, it's a decent attempt. I can see where they kind of wanted to go. They wanted to kind of run past, maybe run past the Sigma with the Ramatra. But overall, this map is so good for Sigma. I don't think you can really not play, as we see the dive here with Bonesaw trying to get some backline engage.
Miami pushing Moorpark underneath this bridge.
Yeah, this is that corner that Miami was able to get through so fast and convincingly in the first part. But now Moorpark struggling to get through here as we see the site being held here. As Jodace able to get Bonesaw, though. That's a huge pick, and then they're going to use the Zen ult to push through. However, Orbital Strike does go down.
Nitrous Oxide counting with the Normal Strike in order to put some more pressure. That ult does last longer than the Zen ult. Big grab with the Flux there from Pooter Scooter. And another huge rock. Pooter Scooter going crazy right now. Oh, Pooter!
Yeah, Pooter able to find 3, looking for the 4th. Is not gonna be able to. Baby Backside going to get it once again on Jodace. But wow, what is Sigma ultimate there to get the Zenyatta after the Zen had just used their ultimate, and then that rock. I mean, phenomenal there. And now Miami taking that top control here, and Bonesaw is ready to dive out at any moment as well underneath. I'm curious. The Sigma's already through. They're not expecting this Bonesaw play.
Big pick there. Huge pick from Shocker onto Tori. That was absolutely massive.
Yeah, Bonesaw able to find pick. He was playing in this corner right here in this room, and their tank walked right past them. And now we see Pooter just walk through. Bonesaw able to push their tank out in front and really just like single them off. A huge play there from Bonesaw, and then a great rock again for Pooter. I mean, they got Moorpark was able to get 2 picks there, but it still didn't even matter. As now we're trying to get back as, but Baby Backside able to get Jody's again, another pick onto the Widowmaker. I mean, the Widowmaker has been phenomenal. Bonesaw going to use the ultimate, is looking to get a second. But Miami looking phenomenal right now. Not letting Moorpark get around that corner at all.
That's very good there, trying to get these staggers from Miami. A little over aggressive though. Shocker does get picked, but they managed to get 2 extra. That's gonna be bad for Miami though, because they do have close spawn from Moonpark.
Yeah, Pooter does have Flux here, by the way, and Rock has been used. He can maybe go for it if he wants to. You have to be careful of that Honest Sleep, though. But, I mean, again, look how far they are. They can't get around this corner, especially when you have Flux now. It's going to be really hard for Pooter to not get. And look at that. He was able to split him away with the Rock, but that's going to be a tank-for-tank trade here.
Shocker does go for the Olari for more damage pressure.
Yeah, it's going to be Moorpark, again, only 1 second left. Now into overtime. They have to cap this first point if they want any more time to for this map, but it's looking like potentially a 2-0 because the Orbital Strike is going to go down here.
Very nice. And Bonesaw does find Jodace. That was a big ante, though, for Moorpark.
Yeah, we do see.
They use the Nano.
Oh, double.
That was a beautiful. Both healers. Pooter on this Sigma has been so good.
Yeah, again, Miami only needing to find a few more members here at Moorpark, and then this will be the end of the series as Pooter able to find Jocelyn. And there we see the wave from Bonesaw saying goodbye and thank you very much. That is going to be a win here for Miami, a 2-0 fashion, a lot more dominant than the first game, first series of the day. They were looking really great. As I mean, the Sigma here, that they played exceptional as well.
Both team Sigmas did play exceptionally well. It was just the teamwork from Miami was much better. They also had a lot better strats with Bonesaw really hiding in that back area, knowing when to push onto the back line when Pooter was pushing on. And then Pooter really clutched up there at that end, near the end of that first point for the defense. He was hitting nearly every rock. All of his fluxes were massive, either finding both healers or just one who had an ult. It was wonderful play there for Miami.
Yeah, recapping the series, I mean, Miami just overall dominant performance. Pooter Scooter popping off in I think both series. I think we can agree that he would be the MVP of this series specifically. But overall, like Shocker and Nitrous on the supports played exceptional, and then we also saw, I mean, Pierre Baby Backside subbing in onto that second map and really performing well, able to get Jodace I think like 7 times on that Widowmaker. A Widowmaker pick onto another Widowmaker is huge. And yeah.
He lost only one duel in that Widow, and he was pretty much out. Team losing a Widow duel takes pretty much half the pressure off because just the existence of a Widow, not having their own Widow to deal with them, is just very scary for a team with that one-shot kill potential. So you have to always be wary of that, and that put a lot of pressure onto Moorpark, not having their Widow to cancel out Pierre's, and really just have them be hiding, and that allows for the rest of, especially Bonesaw, to just go in with the Venture and just kind of wreak havoc.
Yeah, I think those maps really benefited Miami as well. I think Busan is one of definitely our better maps in the rotation compared to the first series that we played. I think Busan definitely favored us a little bit more than Ilios did. But also I really liked the performance there from Peter, and Miami was capable of switching it up. We saw the Reinhardt there for a few moments, didn't look that great, but once the Sigma came out, Peter was able to really perform well on it. And again, the circuit is that Widow matchup is so important, and Baby Backside really owned it for Miami to take that map dub. That's going to be a 2-0 in Miami's favor against Moorpark Ronin. That's going to put their record at 6-2 in the Swiss stage. Super exciting stuff. We're going to be back next weekend for the last round of the 9 and 10 in the Swiss stage. So we'll find out if Miami can go 8-2 for Overwatch Collegiate Homing Swiss stage, and we'll see where they end up placing in groups, or like they may go 7-3 or 6-4. We'll see. But that will all come down to next weekend. Don't miss out. Be back in the stream. We'll be back here Saturday again every 2 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. here at my twitch.tv/Miami University.
Yeah, and those matches next week should be probably the toughest matches so far. Each team wanting to finish off this Swiss bracket well, and usually facing more 6-2 teams will probably be some of the better teams who were already, if I had to say, 6-0 going into this Saturday. Who knows?
Yeah, potentially. And you never know who you may get in that, especially with two losses. It's definitely going to be a mix of some of the better teams and maybe some of the teams that have just slid in from below, but
A dark horse.
a dark horse, if you will. So it's going to definitely be interesting to see who we end up getting here for our first opponent. And stay tuned on our socials. We will announce that here on Redhawks GG on X. Um, but I again, this is some amazing Overwatch gameplay, but that doesn't end the stream today. We are actually going to be back here around 6 p.m. with the first round of Collegiate League of Legends this week. So if you want to continue supporting us here at Miami University, tune in then. We'll be back. We're probably going to end the stream now for Overwatch, but we will be back on air here soon in a couple hours with some League of Legends gameplay, a best of 3 series against the University of Washington. You won't want to miss it. Again, stay tuned on our socials. We have a lot of stuff, exciting stuff planned for November specifically. So wait out, look for an announcement on that first day of November. Really exciting stuff coming up. We also have our ESC gameplay coming down to an end of the regular season on Tuesdays and Wednesdays with our Valorant and Rocket League teams. So be prepared for that. But yeah, I've been Zach Ice Robertson,
This has been Xander Illis Lewis.
and we will see you all later. Thank you for joining us.
Have a good day.